Alright, what's up everyone, it's I, Kinda Yummy. It's time for another monthly review. This is of course the monthly vlog that I try to do every month, except for last month. So of course this is the monthly vlog for April 2015, where I, as per usual, go through what's been happening in my life, what's been happening in my channel, and what's been happening in gaming. And yeah, alright, let's go. So, what's been happening in my life? Well, I went to go and watch The Avengers. And it was a really fun film. I'm not going to spoil it because I'm here in Australia and there are people in America who still haven't seen it. Well, there are people, everybody in America hasn't seen it yet because you guys don't get to see it until not tomorrow but 2 days from now, because we are also a day ahead of you. So technically it's right now the 29th, I think. No, it's not the 29th anymore, but we'll kind of assume it's the 29th in America, and because it's the 30th here, therefore you guys have to wait another 2 days, unless there's 30 days, have September, April, May. Yeah, so you have another 2 days, so but it's really fun. And alright, I'll spoil one thing. Captain America dies. Sorry, what am I saying? Hawkeye dies. Oh god, when that happened, I cried. I shed a tear for Hawkeye. Okay, moving on. As of 2 weeks ago, my family is now owners of an Apple Watch. You'll notice what I didn't say, because this is definitely not a proud moment. The Apple Watch is completely useless as far as I can tell. It serves no additional purpose. Here's the thing. First of all, it's an Apple Watch. It's connected to your phone. It has to be connected to your phone for just about every function to actually work. There is a photo viewer. I assume there's a video viewer. You cannot use these things unless it's connected to a phone, because there is no internal memory for it. Therefore, there is no photos for it to view unless it's connected to a phone, in which then it will view the photos on the phone. But the problem is, you cannot zoom past the screen bounds, if you know what I mean. So, like, if you have a widescreen photo and the watch is a square screen, therefore the horizontal edges, once they reach screen bounds, that's it. You cannot zoom any further. That's it. And I don't know. We're not entirely sure if you can even go through to the next one. Maybe you can. Maybe my dad was just derping out that night, but you cannot zoom in any further. We could not tell who this guy was in this photo who was like doing a star jump. Or a star jump. I don't know. Anyway. And calling is meaningless with the Apple Watch, because literally the way it works is you can answer your call through your watch. That's good. You can hear through your watch, which is good. Except until you elbow someone in the face as you're walking down a busy road, but don't, maybe you can kind of do this. I don't know. The problem is, as of 2 weeks ago, we couldn't talk into the Apple Watch. We could not talk into the Apple Watch. I don't care if we were in a bar. Well, I don't care that we were in a bar. I had my mum's phone sort of pressed against my ear. I could not hear what my dad was saying through the phone. Which means you can hear but you cannot say. And that is not how a call works. A call is mostly a two-way thing. Unless you're, a spy, and all you're meant to do is just listen to orders, whatever. That's not it. So what does this mean? It means that if you're using your Apple Watch for calling function, don't. Unless you're wearing earphones with a microphone, because otherwise you're going to have to pull your phone out anyway, and whoop-de-doo. Now, because of this, and I'm assuming many other problems that my father has come across that I have not, because obviously I use Android. Ooh, fanboy! No. Because of that, our Apple Watch has not seen the light of day since it was open. It's been sitting at our house on a table all day, every day. I don't use it for obvious reasons. It doesn't actually work with Android at all. Like, at all. There's no way, there's no support for it whatsoever. So I don't use it. My mum doesn't use it. Even though because she's on an iPhone 4, I think you need iPhone 5 or over. Like 5, 5 plus 6, 5S, 6 plus. Yeah, names confuse me. But you need iPhone 5 plus extra or higher to use this apparently. So she's not using it. So the only person who can actually maybe even think about using this watch is my dad, and he's not using it because he doesn't want to, because he basically doesn't like it, and for good reason. We spent about $500 on something that we're never going to touch ever again. It's like when we bought the Wii. I may have played with it for about 2 months straight, and then boom, done. And I'm sorry, Nintendo, I'm not interested in Super Smash Brothers much. I'll play with it. I'll play with you at your house or at the Spawn Point bar, which is actually a really good bar. I definitely recommend that. Whatever. But I will not go out of my way to get it. I just won't. Alright. What's this saying? Yes. Alright, so. And finally, of course, there was a mid-semester break about 3 weeks ago. 3 weeks? Holy shit. 3 weeks ago, so. I was thinking of doing another playthrough, but evidently I didn't. Okay, so speaking of playthroughs, let's talk about what's been happening in the channel, and nothing. Nothing has been happening in the channel because I obviously do not ever post videos onto this channel. It's a bad habit of mine. Well, actually, it's a good habit because I don't really do much. The only videos I have posted as of late were some animation, an animation of poses and body movement as part of as part of the 3D animation course that I'm doing right now. So yeah, that's a thing. I'm very, very tempted to post this 300 megabyte spinning globe plus some labels thing. It's part of a data visualization project that I just done. Oh, my English is so good. This data visualization project that I just completed as of yesterday, actually. Maybe I'll do that. It's just an example. Basically, it's an example of a form of visualizing data, not data. Visualizing data as in terms of things like the geographical position of viral videos as a way to see whether all viral videos come from America, for example, or if it's actually more of an even spread, or if it's more just all over the place, etc., etc. So I think I will upload that video. It's just a cute little animation. It goes for about a minute. Don't worry, it's not much. Alright, let's talk about gaming, because that's what we're all here for. Alright, so we'll start off with Heroes of the Storm, or Heroes of the Dorm, which is of course the collegiate tournament that was just wrapped up, I think, last week on Monday or Sunday, or yeah, whenever it wrapped up last week. And I think it's pretty awesome that Blizzard managed to get this on ESPN. That being said, when it finished, I was desperately trying to find VODs of it because it happened when I was asleep, to watch, just to see like what it looked like and how everything was going about. And for a while I didn't have any access to VODs because it's ESPN and I don't have any subscription to ESPN for brutally obvious reasons. So I didn't get to really see what happened in the games until 2 days ago, I think, when the VODs came out, when the VODs came out on YouTube, and I think Twitch did a rebroadcast of, did a repeat of that. So, but the bottom line is, I think it was really cool that Heroes of the Storm managed to get on ESPN. However, of course, there was that one guy called Colin Cowherd, which is a terrible name. Cowherd. I'm not sure if his name is Colin Cowherd or Colin Coward or Colin Cowherd. He got mad. He got mad at this quote-unquote League of Legends tournament, which is not. It's not. There are vast differences between Heroes of the Heroes of the Storm and League of Legends. Anyone who plays those games for more than 5 minutes will see the difference. I'm surprised he even knew what League of Legends is. The spiteful little prick. So anyway, that's basically all the news. Otherwise, the game doesn't seem to have. The game hasn't really changed much, except for maybe the possibility of us getting Kael'thas soon. TM. Or I think the rumor has been bandied around that there's 3 Diablo heroes that could be coming with a Diablo map, a Diablo themed map, which is interesting. So far, all the maps have been mostly symmetrical, even in their design. Actually, all the maps have been symmetrical even in their design and their color pattern. With the Diablo theme map, it's suggested that one half will be hell, one half will be heaven. I'm cool with that. I think design-wise, if you want to make an asymmetrical design, that's fine as long as the shape remains roughly the same on both sides. So I think it's okay. All right, let's talk about Destiny, because people, yes, people still play Destiny. I still play it, and half the time I'm like, why am I here? But I guess now that I have tracking rockets, I finally feel like it's worthwhile. So of course, House of Wolves, the next expansion, is coming next month. Yes, House of Wolves is coming next month, and it's the 30th of April today. That's why I'm saying next month. And already we have some information. We have some sneak peek, a sneak peek, and some information on the Reef, which is the new hub for Guardians to come into. I don't think it does. I don't think it's like. I think it's basically just like an expansion of the old hub, but you just have to go to a new place. I haven't heard anything to suggest that the Reef is unlocked to heroes who reach a certain level, i.e. 20. I don't think that's the way it works. But either way, we'll have access to the Reef, and the Reef actually looks pretty interesting. During the Reef stream that Bungie held, we got to see a new ship, we got to see who all of the characters are. Like a pirate chick who's missing an eye? Yes, a pirate chick who's missing an eye. She's your main story person to talk to. Then there's this elder fallen dude who has a voice that speaks English somehow, as opposed to all the other fallen dude like who say their own random things. This guy's missing 2 arms, I think. He has 2 mechanical arms, if I remember correctly, and he holds a stick. Which is very different to all the Fallen, of course, who are holding guns. So we know him, and we also know this Brother Vance, I think his name is, who is the dude you talk to about Trials of Osiris. The Fallen guy is the warden of the Prison of Elders, and if you don't know what the Prison of Elders is, think back to Axor, the Archon priest, his strike. You'll hear that he was broken out of the Prison of Elders by a bunch of Fallen. So anyway, yeah, Prison of Elders information is coming, but just to briefly talk about Reef and Trials of Osiris. Reef actually looks pretty interesting. I like the characters, I like what they're trying to do with the game. I like how they're making the Ascension system. I like the Ascension system. It's basically like hearing all the entire shitstorm about the Dark Below leveling up system and the exotics, and the way you had to level your exotics up from 300 to 331. Like, basically that caused a shitstorm. So basically they stopped that with the Ascension system that's coming with House of Wolves, and I think that's a really, really good sign that this game might actually be good again. You know, so that's really exciting. That's really the part that I'm most excited about, actually being able to get these Prime Zealot gloves and not look at them and think, why the hell would I want to keep these? Because they have 30. Because until House of Wolves comes out, of course, they're still stuck on 30 light. And I can get things from the Vanguard with 33 light. So I mean, like, why would I keep this glove? Does it have a visual spectacle? No. So why? It would also mean that my Crota's end gear will be nice, it will be better, and hopefully it will actually hopefully there is still a difference between Vanguard gear, Vanguard and dropped gear versus, say, raid gear, where, for example, because the new light level I think is 42. So maybe the way it works is you can use Ascension on all of your normally acquired legendary gear and bring that up to light level of 36. Not 36. Light level like 39. But if you use it on your raid gear, then that will bring it up to 42. That's the only way that raid gear will still stay like a higher class, I think. Or of course, if they want to just make it that all legendaries will ascend to 42, then that's fine by me, I guess. But that would diminish the meaning of raid gear to basically shoving it into the purpose of just the raid, because ultimately raid gear is legendary gear plus this one thing that's only ever useful in raids, except for Crota's End, which is actually useful only against Hive, which is the kill Hive mages faster. Like, kill Hive mage deals more damage to Hive mages. Anyway, today, or yeah, this morning, there was the Prison of Elders stream, and I forgot to get myself a cup of juice. There was the Prison of Elders stream that happened, and it's not the Prison of Elders, the Trials of Osiris stream that happened, and it's a PvP. It's PvP 3 versus 3 strictly elimination. First to 5 wins the entire. First to 5 rounds, or 5 wins the whole thing, and you get a win or a yellow dot on your little ticket. But here's the kicker: if you get 3 losses or 3 red circles on your ticket, then your trials passage, which is your ticket, is finished, and you apparently have to go and get another one. Which presents me with a very interesting problem. I'm never going to get 5 wins before 3 losses. I don't even think I'm going to get 2 wins before 3 losses. Because I am not good at PvP. Yet, looking at some of the gear, the Trials of Osiris helmet for the Hunter is fucking Anubis's head. I want Anubis's head, but I don't think I can get it, because I am not good at PvP. I have almost always, there was that one game where I was somehow actually kicking ass, but apart from that game, I have always had a score, I've always had a KD ratio of less than 0.5. That is how bad I am at PvP. I don't like it. So hopefully the Prism of Elders gear is actually just as exciting, because I am totally up for more PvE gear. That's why I enjoy raids. That's why I enjoy Nightfall. That's why I enjoy daily missions, heroics, actual stuff. That's why my Crucible ranking is sitting at 0, but my Vanguard ranking may very well be in double digits by now. Because yes. Also, I've also heard that they're going to make it so that if you have excess commendations and you don't know what to do with them, because once you get a hat, a body, gloves, and legs, obviously, and guns, various guns, you'll stop using them, because you'll probably find better guns than the stuff that the Vanguard gives you, and you'll probably find better gear than the stuff that the Vanguard gives you. So they're saying that if you don't know what to do with your excess accommodations, you can sell them or use them in some sort of way to get Vanguard reputation, which is really good if you want to start a new character, which I can, because I have a hunter, I have a warlock, but I don't have a titan, so I can probably start a titan when House of Wolves comes out, and go through and quickly rush through the story and yada yada yada, and then I will just immediately get to reputation 2, to rank 2 Vanguard, in which then I can start buying legendary Titan gear. That'd be nice. That being said, I already have a couple of legendary Titan gear and some exotics, and I have stuff in my vault that I will never touch until I decide to make a Titan, because they're Titan stuff. But yeah, anyway. Alright. Also, for whatever reason, 2 weeks ago, I must have sacrificed a herd of goats to RNGesus. Because get this, in the space of 1 week, I got Hunger of Crota from Crota's End, obviously. That's not surprising. But I also got another rocket called Admonisher 3. And the way I got this rocket was I basically shot a one-way ticket triple O, which is fucking useless rocket launcher now. I shot a rocket from that rocket launcher into a crowd of thralls and dregs. They were just fighting each other in the middle of Skywatch on Earth. And I just shot a rocket into a bunch of them, and it blew them all up. And then a legendary engram drops, and it was for a heavy weapon. And then I took it to the Cryptarch, and the Cryptarch decrypted it, and it gave me an Admonisher 3, and I had a look at it, and it said, "Your rocket's track." I'm like, holy shit! So I immediately just used bounties and stuff to, make my rockets track. And that was the first time I ever got a tracking rocket. And it was the best day ever. Until 2 days later, when I was checking my inventory, and I randomly found myself with an exotic rocket launcher called Truth! And I don't even know where I got Truth from. I got Dragon's Breath randomly, I think, from Uryut, or Iryut, or however the hell you want to say her name. So I got Dragon's Breath from her, which was weird, but I'm not going to use Dragon's Breath anymore, because I have Truth. And I don't even want to use Truth, because I have Icebreaker, and I also randomly got a Hawk Moon from somewhere, from Nightfall, I think it was. So basically, that entire week, I also got like a couple of legendary engrams that became shit. I also ended up with some other bits and pieces. But ultimately, in 1 week, I got about five legendaries and like 2 exotics. And I'm like, I don't know what happened. So I sacrificed a herd of goats to RNGesus, and RNGesus gave me his blessing. Praise be to RNGesus. Okay, moving on, let's talk about Warframe. And there has not been that much of a much of happening in Warframe, except for a new event called False Prophet, which is actually a really weird event. It involves you fighting Nef Anyor by bankrupting him, and the way you bankrupt him is by screwing around with his bursts, which are actually super high powered, extremely powerful mower types, and they're really weird to kill, and you have to sit around and wait for them to sort their stuff out before you can kill them. So either way, I haven't really been playing that event because apparently the rewards are mostly impact mods, and impact, I think to this day, is the most is the weakest of the three like main proc types or damage types per se. So I'll just leave that event alone, I guess. I mean, it's a cool event, and I like playing it with my Mag Prime, but at least it's better than that. At least it's better than that Darvo one with the Grenadier Maniacs. Holy shit, that would just go on forever, and we all die. The problem, to the point where like the super special like 100 one, that was even worse because those guys would go through hysteria. Like I'd use hysteria on my Valkyrie and then I would die. And I'm like, what? I think there's something wrong with my hysteria, DE. Why are these guys killing me when I'm in hysteria? I thought I was invulnerable. How come I'm dying? Anyway, so that's Warframe. Still a great game as always, but I haven't done much to it right now. And finally, let's talk about StarCraft. Dead game. No, it's a perfectly fine game. Before the mid-semester break, there was a locust change. So swarm hosts used to be in Heart of the Swarm. Swarm hosts used to be basically siege units. Now they are more harass units because they don't come with burrow anymore. And you have to sort of press a button to actually spawn a locust, and the locust can be upgraded to fly, and I have used it in 4v4s, and it is hilarious to see a bunch of flying locusts flying across the map in a 4v4 and just wrecking havoc. And you can select the locusts, of course, and individually micro them or do whatever you want to them, but the idea is they'll fly, and when they've acquired their target, they'll swoop down, they'll start attacking, and when they swoop down, they can never fly again until they die. Well, that means they'll never fly again. So this was the way that locusts were intended to work in Legacy of the Void. Apparently Blizzard has gone ahead and said we're going to bring that change into Heart of the Swarm because reasons, very good reasons. So I mean, I haven't really seen many tournaments or live events or even any live streams recently. I suspect locusts are actually doing pretty well. I suspect, because I did see a Reddit post that said, "Hey, why don't we just get rid of these locusts, bring back Scourge that can land, and work like that, and you know, because we want Scourge back." And there's also been an apparent Reaper change. I think that's Legacy of the Void, not Heart of the Swarm, where he has some sort of like a charge again, like a D8 charge, not a charge or a like fusion rifle charge. So does that mean he has a building attack again? Some sort of building attack again, or is this more of like the charge thing that you could use in the campaign? As in the Wings of Liberty campaign for Reapers, because you could totally upgrade Reapers to have some sort of bomb per se. I really enjoyed using the bomb, that kind of a bomb thing in the Wings of Liberty campaign. In fact, oftentimes I would build way too many Reapers and I would just blow the crap out of everyone, including my own Reapers, because they would always fly over the bombs just as they blew up, so that really killed them. But that's just me being a noob. Alright, finally did one! Okay, so until next time, which could very well be next month, I will see you guys later. Thanks for watching, and I hope you kind of enjoyed this. Maybe. Alright, bye bye.